Hi guys, Puddin here with a game for you on my Tier 10 American Light Cruiser, the Worcester, again for you. Now my captain skills haven't changed, but they are going to be Product Target, Expert Marksman, Adrenaline Rush, Basics of Survivability, Superintendent, IFHE, and Concealment. And the modules are Protect My Main Battery, Longer Lasting Radar, Longer Shooting AA, a faster get up and go, concealment, and faster reload. I like reload over range because hitting things at range is, well, let's just say can be difficult at times. Now, I threw this replay kind of off to the side in case of an emergency, in case our two resident cruiser players couldn't get a cruiser replay. So I'm sure you can figure out that the NA's best cruiser player couldn't get a cruiser game, so you are left with substandard cruiser gameplay by a battleship main with a slight DD complex. The game plan is to go to A. We are divvied up with husband Lord Zath and good friend Big Bongs. Now, it's only a Tier 8 carrier, but even a Tier 8 carrier can be effective in this game. So we want to kind of stick together to maximize AA, but usually if the gentleman's fairly smart, he's going to pick off lone targets and things that are extremely low that do not have a lot of AA left. When it comes to American carriers in the Worcester, pray to God it's not a midway, pray to God the guy's not good. That's about it. There are things you can do to minimize yourself to be focused by the carrier. Get within a large AA bubble, so it's not easy for him to get through and get you. But if the guy really wants you, he's going to try and try and try. Now, I'm going south of this big island here, you know what, just in case I can get cheeky shots in on somebody, but there's no reason for me to really rush into the area. We know where 1DD is. We know where the Fletcher. I was kind of hoping to use this island to get some shots on those things over there, but the Fletcher did not post up behind the big island to where he could not see me. He can clearly see me, so we know where he's at on the cap. Just means I have to get to the other side of this island to make myself an effective island shooter. We know the Z-52 is over on sea, so, you know, I mean, Zath knows that there's really not much over here except for a yellowing buffalo because, you know what, it's the only choice the guy had. The only choice the poor guy had was to YOLO. I mean, if you could think of anything else, I don't know what else that poor cruiser could have done besides YOLO into A. Especially after getting spotted by me. He could have turned the other way. You know, like when he's here, he could have just turned this way and ran this way to his fleet instead of continuing to go over there. I'm in a division. Usually divisions stick together. I'm shooting my guns. I got spotted. There's a good chance a Republic is with me, and there's a good chance a DD's in front of me somewhere. So, you know, I just don't know what that guy was thinking. Now, we know the area is safe, so it's kind of silly to continue on to the, really to go past the 3 lines. So I'm kind of making my way to this island in front of me. I get spotted. Immediately pop my radar. My radar range is greater than my detection, so of course that's why I pop my radar right away. And you know what, this is somewhat of the life of a radar cruiser. If you're going to play a radar cruiser, you don't necessarily have to get your guns to bear on the guy you're radaring. You keep yourself safe so your radar can get the guy killed. Now, I was trying to peek the island a little bit, but I noticed the Richelieu, and then the Fletcher just goes for it. You know, not exactly the bad call by him, but he took way too long, And that's the reason why I opened up. I was going to wait for a full stop, start reversing because of the battleship there. The Worcester actually does a really good job of bouncing shells if you can angle it properly. Now, I do remember at this point in the game, Seth was like, you know, like, oh, he did send torps. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to be honest. I'm going to give credit where credit is due. I used to have the mentality, we knew torps were coming, it's just a matter of when did he drop them, who did he drop them on, you know, so if you just play it safe, you'll be okay. Sneaky has the mentality of, why take the chance, just pop the goddamn Hydro. We knew he was there, we knew he was going for it, so we popped the Hydro. You know, we didn't know if he dropped his torps prior to sending that smoke screen or anything like that, but the Hydro lets you know, it just lets you know better. And I tell Seth, I'm like, yeah, you know, it's one of Sneaky's things, and you know what, you might as well do it because it's not like the guy's wrong, or arguably the best cruiser player on the NA who failed to get a replay for Friday. Yes, Sneaky, I'm not going to let you live that down. But I will give credit where credit is due. It is a trick I learned from Sneaky, and you know, it's just an all-around good general gameplay. Now, I did move up into Husband's at Smoke to take advantage of it. He did ask me if I wanted. I'm like, nah, I got the island here. I'll be okay. Then, of course, you know, the DD went for it. Zath popped the smoke anyways. So I might as well make use of the smoke. Of course, here comes the nasty AP bombs. And this is what I mean. Pray to God it's not a midway, because I've seen midways do it to me. They just go right past everything. Go past the defensive fire and go to you. Now I'm just trying to get cheeky rounds in over the island, but everybody's shooting at him as Husband Zath finishes him off. Now our Conqueror, you know what, hats off to him for playing you know, for coming on the cap and all that stuff, but you know, I'm sure this is the Richelieu bitching about the Conqueror. The guy's playing it right, you know. The Conqueror is not a brawling ship. It doesn't go out there and tank like the rest of the battleships, which is some of the issue what I have from it. You kind of just play as a long-range support battleship, but you can get up close and personal because of the 11-kilometer detection. It's just you have to be aware of what's in the area to whether or not you can play closer to the enemy. A lot of DDs you don't want to. They're going to spot you. You're not going to have a good time. Very few DDs, yeah, you can. Even with the aircraft carrier, you can, because you know the CV is only going to keep his planes in the area for so long, especially if somebody's providing AA support for him. But as you can see, the guy's really not pushing too hard because there's no reason. He doesn't have to. He doesn't need to go tank anything. Now, the reason I wasn't shooting or doing anything like that is because I was actively clicking on planes to help out the Conqueror. Now, if you noticed, I hit my P key twice, which turns my AA and secondaries on and off. I hit that twice, turn it off, turn it on, to get the AA back on a cooldown. Really what it is the planes are gone. There's no threat. There's no reason for it to keep running and not start the timer to get it off a cooldown. Get that cooldown going as fast as possible. I know some people have asked for radar and hydro to be able to work like that, and if it really did, it would make those two way too powerful instead of you pop it and it runs. And then, you know, it's just a matter of the individual knowing the reload time of people's consumables, or the consumables of the ships. We're going to continue to shoot on Salem. I'm being targeted by one thing, but what I want to do is get you B as quickly as possible. This game is far from over. This is not even close to being in the bag. We can still lose this game, as I can't really seem to get my shells to come in on the Salem, but you know what they say, accuracy through volume. You throw enough shit at the wall, something will eventually stick, and yay, something stuck. is I get the kill on the Salem. Now what I'm going to do here is continue to harass the Turpits. Now I was slowing down so I could start reversing. Now the way I started slowing down was right towards the island, to where if I needed to realistically just reverse, I could go forward, hit the island, and reverse even faster. But luckily for us, the island is in the way, and I decide the best course of action, because I know this guy's going to get a quick glimpse on me, run aground, so I can start my reverse faster. Puts me at a faster dead stop. I didn't need to do it. It's just one of those things. I wanted to do it better safe than sorry. I'm not sure if this is the Turpis that's getting a little glance on me, or one of the several battleships that is in it is insane. Now Xanth at this point is screaming for somebody to shoot at the Yamato. I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't. There's the island on the way, and I don't exactly want to be front line center of the Yamato. Now there's arguably nothing I could have done. I could have been a lot closer to Bongs than I am, but Bongs is still within my AA range. I do believe my AA is like 7.2, and I mean, you can clearly see he's within 7 kilometers. I hit my screw you carrier button. I'm trying to focus on the AP bombs because those things can do some serious damage to him. But I probably should have focused on the torpedo planes. You know, hindsight's always 20/20. But I mean, this is one of my things. I'm actively trying to click on the things that didn't drop instead of the things that did drop and are leaving. Because there's no reason to keep shooting the bombers that already dropped their payload. Drop on the bombers that didn't, and the tor planes. I'm trying to pay attention to this torpedo, and at this point we start questioning what's going on with the Alabama. Now, you know, I believe Xanth calls the Moskva's radaring. I'm like, you know, I can't tell because I'm clearly in front of him shooting, so of course I'm detective. But if you didn't know, if you're radared and then you shoot and then there's a ship that can actually see you, it changes to the normal detection, letting you know that it's not the radar seeing you anymore, it's actually a ship seeing you. This will help let you know if there's maybe DDs in the area or something, or a reason why the guy popped his radar. But I pushed forward a little bit too far to where I cannot continue my barrage in on the Moskva. Now, like I said, this game is far from over. The reason I say that is, you know, there's still a Turpis. He's fighting a Conqueror. It's probably not going to end well for him. David enemy Conquerors playing it smart. The Henry's going after our carrier. The Henry's a really good player. I'm going to come back to regretting some of the choices that I do make. Just like the Moskva choice to stop, reverse, bow in to an HE spamming IFHE cruiser. Completely the wrong choice. The guy should have just hit W, go for a turn, and run away. The best choice for this guy would have been to put more distance between me and him instead of this. As you can see, I can clearly hit him. I'm easily been hitting him. I've been having shells come in. Xanth is shooting at him. I believe the Zao is shooting at him. But all reversing in the situation did was slow him down to make him an easier target. If he would have been going away at full speed, I believe the Conqueror even took shots in on him, which really shows the level of skill from the Conqueror. To ignore the Turpis and to shoot at something somebody requested that was low alt that needed to die. Or it could be the Turpis is burning in 17 different spots, and he knew the Turpis was dead and there's nothing the Turpis could do against him. But let's just go with the later, or let's just go with option A, that he had half a brain and understood he needed to shoot at pretty much what we all are, and that is focus firing. Everybody who had guns to bear on that guy took shots in on that guy, and that guy died so much faster. Now, the Zhao was able to turn his guns and help him deal with the Turpus. And that's what you have to do at times. If somebody calls for something and you have shots on it, even if they're not the greatest shots, take the shots. Because maybe your 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 damage is the one less salvo from somebody else that they have to shoot at that guy, to where now that individual is free to help you deal with your problem. Now at this point I kind of tell Zat, you know what, need to, like, if you want, like, get out there. If the guy's reversing or coming forward, or, you know, like, whatever, if you can get out there and smoke up, shoot this guy, you know what, I'll push his corner and radar/hydro spot him for you. He's like, okay. While that was going on, the Conqueror was reversing. Now he's going forward. The reason we know that is because Zat was looking at his torps. I'm like, well, I'll just go out there and deal with them. And this is where I'm going to regret the decisions that I make. I shouldn't have rushed out there with the Henry, because I forget about the Henry's speed boost and his reload. I get punished for making a mistake. I'm going to show that guy broadside. I'm not going to be able to turn fast enough. But I do want you guys to pay attention to my ammo choice here and what, like, the AP can actually do when you do get within close range. There's the nasty salvo from the Henry. Of course, he's got his reload booster going because I'm showing broadside. But as you can see, I got AP loaded and I do a nice 7,000-ish damage to a broadside Conqueror. But of course, I get punished by the Henry for showing him side. But, you know, he had the knowledge, the skill to obviously take care of me. Zat's shooting at him. It's kind of at this point we question what the hell is the Alabama doing. And I just want to pause it here. I can't. I got to do it this way. I want to pause it here. The reason I'm pausing this here at the end of the game is for several reasons. Say the Henry kills Zat. Say some miracle the Lexington kills the Zhao and the Conqueror. That means the only guy left alive is going to be the Alabama, who is making questionable choices. I don't know at what point in the game he fell back. The Conqueror is still alive, so while we're ticking on points, if Zat goes down, that's more points we have to make up. Say the Zhao goes down, that's more points we have to make up. And then the Conqueror goes down. There are at least 3 ships that we failed to kill while the Alabama is on the 1 line. Of course, at this point, it would be like, thank God this guy's an idiot, and he's all the way over there. But the reason I bring this up is because so many times people scream and yell at battleships that are extremely low health. The game's really close, and they're not in a fight. The reason for this is right now, it could still go either way. I'm sorry about that sniffle. That low health battleship, say he's sitting at 5,000 points, has to be thinking to himself is this: I need to try to stealth fire. I need to take shots that I know I'm going to kill the guy. And I need to live. Because at this point he needs to think of himself as points for the team. If he just throws a ship away, and if he would have just lived and you would have won because everybody's so far away, the guy made a bad call. But of course, this isn't a situation. We have too much health on the board. It's 2 HE spammers shooting at a Lexington. We know how that's going to play out. We know Zat's not going to screw up. And pretty much as soon as the Lexington dies, that's game over, because that's 60 points and we only need 40 to win. But I wanted to point that out. Like, I'm not sitting here bashing this Alabama. I don't know why he's over there. I don't know the situation he's in. Maybe that is all of his health left. I don't know. But sometimes you know, you're so focused on your game, and then when you die, you see somebody off doing whatever. You got to think, what the hell is that guy doing? I don't know how many times in my curve first I've chased down a DD by myself just to kill that bastard. And everyone's like, why are you over there all alone? Because I'm the only one dealing with the DD that nobody else wanted to deal with. You know, you send the biggest, fattest battleship to go do it, and somehow I walked away. But enough of my bitching on that. Like I said, the Lexington dies, game over. Now we're just going to check out the post-battle results. I hope you guys enjoyed this replay. Sorry about the little rant at the end. I'm the first one to sometimes call people out in chat. And you know what? Sometimes you just got to give the people benefit of the doubt. Watching these replays is always hindsight is 20/20. And I was going to call this video a blame sneaky, but let's be honest with you, that wouldn't be fair to Spider either. But on that note, enough of me busting a couple of these guys' balls. I really do hope you guys enjoyed this replay. I hope you did learn something, take something away from this. We do appreciate all the support you guys do give us. We do love the replays you send us. The email for that is in the description down below. Please remember to compliment good teamwork, good team play. We are quick to report, slow to compliment. And on that note, guys, please hit that like and subscribe button and have yourselves one heck of a great day.